This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, and especially at the moment, I do hope you're well. You've probably noticed that I'm wearing this same red t-shirt in a bunch of videos. There's no significance to that, it's just that I'm going to be busy next week and it's going to be a bit of a tight squeeze time-wise to get a bunch of videos done. So it's currently Friday, just a bit before the live stream, and I'm cranking out a bunch of videos to go up in the coming days. That's all it is. Anyway, what have I got for you today? Well, it's proof positive, if it were needed, that a guitar solo doesn't have to be some 10-minute long progressive rock epic to be an epic guitar solo. This is 23 seconds or 8 bars of absolutely superb, melodic, tasteful guitar playing courtesy of Neil Schon from Journey, of course. And if we're talking about a Journey song, you know which song the solo is coming from, don't you? Yes, it's that one, Don't Stop Believin. Anyway, here's the solo and a brief explanation of what's going on in the solo. Okay then, as always, let's begin by taking a look at the chord sequence that the solo is played over. The chord sequence is kind of implied by that very famous riff that underpins much of the song. And the chords in question are all from the key of E major. We have an E chord, B, C sharp minor, then A, then pretty much the same thing again, E, B. This time it's a G sharp minor before you go to the A, and then back into the song on the E chord again. So what's going on lead guitar wise here? Well, no surprises really, it's just an E major scale. If I was to kind of play it up on this region with the neck, I'd probably be referencing it from this E root note here, and it would go like that. Very recognisable do re mi major scale, and then it would continue up onto those notes there. We actually begin here with a rather flashy little legato run that is easier than it sounds. I'll just demonstrate it now. You've got 13th fret on the 3rd string, that's where it begins, and then you hammer onto 14 and 16. And then 14th fret on the 2nd string and hammer on to 16 and 17. And then finish on the 14th fret on the 1st string. And as you can hear, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 notes in that run. And all of those notes are crammed into the space of one beat. It's happening on the 4th beat of the bar before the main body of the solo, and I think that's called a septuplet. The easiest way to get the timing of this is just count 3 beats in that bar, do your run, and aim to finish on the G sharp note here on beat 1 of the 1st bar of the actual solo. And, you know, with a bit of practice, you can get it from, say, maybe this kind of speed to this kind of speed, to that kind of speed. It's just about getting the coordination between your hands and just intuitively knowing where the next note is so you're not having to think about it. Most of the barriers to speed aren't to do with your fingers, they're to do with kind of that little nanosecond of doubt about where you go to next that kind of puts the brakes on. So just practice it and you'll get it. Next up, we're into the main body of the solo, which, as I said, begins on this G sharp note here, 16th fret on the top E string, and we bend it up to the A, and then bring it back down. And then large chunks of the solo are actually based around that, so you get then like a little kind of extension of that line. Just coming down that E major scale basically. And then we do the same thing again. And then into the final bit of the solo where we do this bend. The A note bent up to the B, and that's when those two overdubs come in. You can hear that they are overdubs because it actually overlaps the end of that note there. So what happens is you go to the 21st fret to this C sharp note here and bend it up to a D sharp. And then the only note from outside the E major scale, this D note at the 22nd fret, but basically as soon as you're hitting it, you're bending it up to the root note, the E, like that. So, you know, after that there, you go like that, and then that's the whole solo. Some nice little licks in here, very melodic, and you've also got that little challenge of that legato kind of speedy lick at the beginning. See how you get on. And as always, there will be a full tab for that solo and a jam track to play along with, and that little clip that you've just seen there of me demonstrating and explaining the solo. That's all going to be up on my Patreon page. There's the address. Just, you know, as soon as this video hits YouTube, basically, if you're watching this video, it's already up on Patreon. Go and check it out. It's only $3 a month, and you get all of the additional resources for these YouTube lessons that I put up, and it helps me keep the lights on around here. There's other links in the description for you to help support the channel. You can buy some of the handmade jewellery that my missus makes. You can buy a Fret Zealot tuition aid. Use the discount code you can see on screen. It's also in the description, and the purchase link is down there. And if you want to support a good cause, then check out these t-shirts on my Teespring store. The picture there is a little caricature of me. Done by a very talented guy called Pete, who goes by Axe Caricaturist. Every penny that I would make from the sale of these t-shirts is going to go to Zoe's Place Baby Hospice, a fantastic charity in Middlesbrough that does masses of great work with very seriously ill kids. So buy a t-shirt, support a good cause, and if you like Pete's work, then his link is also in the description. And that's pretty much all I've got for you today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed the video, hope you found it useful, informative, maybe a little bit entertaining, and maybe a bit inspiring. And if you have, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and why not give me a like while you're at it. And with that, I'll bid you all a good day. Don't forget the live stream on Friday, 5 PM UK time. We sit around and have a beer and a chat and a laugh. It's a great way to kick off the weekend. Hope to see many of you there. But for now, that's all I've got for you. Stay safe, folks, stay well, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.